in a week.
So I wanted to ask you guys, what was it like filming in Africa? What's the movie scene? What's the industry like there? Because I know it's got a bunch of good things coming and happening.
It was fucking amazing.
Did you have a good fixer?
It was the best time of my life.
Yeah.
Well, where'd you guys go? Start with that. Where'd you guys go?
We went to Accra.
Accra.
Sorry. I'm a little rusty. I've been out of there for a month. I got to get back there.
And where is that?
It's the capital of Ghana.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And the city was great. The people were wonderful. And
The food is amazing.
Surprisingly modern.
shooting there was just so incredibly rewarding because we were immersed with the culture. Like, our purpose of being there was to really, truly shoot Africa and the life that the African people were living, because that was our way of, reining this film into our protagonist's
Why don't you
life.
tell me what the movie's about?
The film's called Rise, and it's about an African princess. Her family, her father and mother are king and queen of Nigeria. She has 6 older brothers who are all ahead of her in line of succession to take over the throne, and a younger sister. So when she comes of age, she goes to college in America because she is so far down the line of succession of the throne. And while at school, we have it at USC, the Boko Haram ransack her village and kill her entire family, her mother, her father, her brothers. But they kidnap her little sister to bring into sex slavery and sell her to the highest bidder because she's,
Oh, actually,
worth
they hold them at ransom to get their brothers back.
So it's like the Bring Back Our Girls thing that kind of went down.
It's exactly.
It is. That is what it is.
So our protagonist, she has to go back to Nigeria to restore diplomacy in her village.
And they want to become queen.
But once she's there, she makes it very obvious that she has no interest in being queen, and her only objective is to rescue her little sister. And the Boko Haram comes back the next night, or a few nights later, and she voluntarily lets them kidnap her. So she can basically infiltrate their internment camp and save her sister from within and break her out and get them both loose. But while she's there, she's trying to do that. She almost succeeds. She gets she makes this incredible bond with a bunch of the women that are in this camp. And I won't ruin the ending, but she succeeds and has a much bigger purpose now after saving her little sister than just her little sister. And eventually, takes... Yeah, no.
Will's just ruining
I'm just ruining it. I love it so much. I'm just ruining it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Go see it.
But we couldn't shoot in Nigeria because there was basically the insurance companies were like, you could potentially get kidnapped.
Let me tell you something about the motherfucking. Look, I love my people, right?
Are you Nigerian?
No. Well, basically, most African Americans that have a long history comes to say, they're pretty much from West Africa. That's where they pretty much took you from. That's where you picked you up. You usually got sold early. Then things got a little shady after things got illegal. But anyway. West Africa is where it's from. So Benin, West Africa, so that Nigeria, all that area, all that West Africa.
Ghana too, probably.
That's where, Ghana, that's another place. That whole area, that's pretty much where your African Americans are from. And the Nigerians, I love y'all. Y'all great people when y'all here, but y'all cousins over there shady as fuck.
Yeah. Our
check scams.
Our last week's guest, actually, Yoey. Well, I was just laughing at her. She's such a sweetheart. She's a professional dancer, and when she first got out, moving out to LA, she set up her rent via Craigslist and was sending some Nigerian guy like thousands of dollars for deposits. And when she was like, "Well, I just thought he was out of town. He said he was on vacation." It's a priceless moment. But anyways, yes, God. I agree with you, Carl. More importantly, what was the process like filming in Ghana and Africa? Like working with the people, like the locations.
Yeah, so we started prepping that movie obviously months in advance, and it was sort of again like we were talking about producing. We knew no one in Ghana.
Gotta get a fixer.
Yeah, we were kind of like our first thought was, should we shoot in South Africa? There's a big film community there. Should we go to Kenya? There's a film community there. I know that Maurice knows people in Rwanda.
Up and coming film industry in Rwanda.
Yeah. The problem was, when we spoke to people who were from the continent, everyone said, if you want it to look like Nigeria, you can't go to Nigeria, you have to go to Ghana and nowhere else, because Ghana's safer. It's actually ranked safer than the United States, which is true. And the funny thing, we'll get into this later, the funny thing is, Ghanaians, when you say, like, have you ever visited the United States? Like, why would I go to the United States? I get shot. That's literally their response. Like, your country is so dangerous. Why would I, like, literally our fixer there, was like, why would I go? And I was like, okay, touche. But, our process basically was we knew one movie that had shot in Ghana, which is Beast of No Nation. So
Wonderful movie.
So we went on IMDb, hit up cold emailed.
The line producer?
All the producers. Everyone, all the producers, the companies, whatever. I think like 2 people got back to us and said, you should talk to this person. We talked to that person. We talked to another person. And finally, the line producer of Bloodshot, who was working, the South African line producer in Bloodshot, said, we just shot another film for BBC in Ghana, and this guy, Yao, who now we call King Yao, because he's literally a President Yao, fucking a national treasure over there, was the best fixer and best production manager there. So they introduced us to him. Crucial. Oh my God. Crucial. Like having a local production manager is all you really need. Someone who can make your wildest dreams.
It goes back to the original point of his question. How do you solve the issues? What are the biggest problems?
You got to have somebody who knows.
So when we have problems in Los Angeles, there's so much fallback. There's so many people we can call to fix our problems. When we were in Ghana, we had nobody, but we hired the right fixer, the right guy down there who was able to make all of our dreams come true.
Yeah.
He was the most capable human being I think I've ever been around.
Yeah.
I would vote for him for president of the United States if I could.
Yeah. But he was great. So you have Yao, his team, and stacks of cash.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all you really need to solve your problems in Ghana. But, the process was we were there for 8 days. We flew out 10 crew members, our lead actress. We had local casting there, cast the rest of the cast. We were shooting like real scenes. It wasn't just B-roll. Like, we actually had scenes from the script to shoot there.
Correct.
And the idea was to sort of stitch them together with the stuff that we shot here, which we have. And so filming there was an absolute, honestly, an absolute treat. The people, the country is not. If you want to go to Ghana, it's not for safari, right? There's baboons, but there's not like. It's
not the Serengeti.
No, we shot in the savannah, but it's kind of just like, it's more like
just landscape.
Landscape, yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but you're not going to see the tiger.
It's more cultural, historical places like Cape Coast, which is, it's in Ghana. It's 4 hours up the coast from where we were, and that's, Cape Coast Castle, for those of you who don't know, was a major slave export location in Ghana. It was one of the biggest, where basically, because it was on the ocean, and they had, you did the tour through Jamestown. They had tunnels under the castle, underground, so that people wouldn't see natives being led to the boats. They took them underground, and then they popped up on the ocean. And so where we did shoot, though, down the street was this old British prison. And also, I can show you guys pictures before we leave, where back in the day, it used to be a slave-holding prison. So what they do is they'd bring people, they'd hold them there, and it's kind of awful because it's literally on the beach. You can hear the seagulls, you can hear the ocean waves, you can smell it. It smells like freedom. And it was obviously convenient for the Europeans exporting because it was right there. But it's almost sort of fucks with your head where it's like, it sounds like you're so close. And then, of course, as the years went on, it became a prison for, I think, political adversaries or whatever it is. I mean, we were there and we're like, it looked like it had been abandoned for 100 years. And we said, how long has it been abandoned for? A year.
Yeah.
Horrifying that it looked like the way it did. It really, there was an old cannon from like the 1500s still there, just like rusting away. Like the thing was just sort of left as it was. But, we shot there. We shot in Makola Market, which is like this, massive outdoor market area where like hundreds of thousands of people. And, no permits, like true guerrilla filmmaking.
I saw you guys on your story walking through the crowds holding all your gear and rig on you.
We hired plainclothes cops, which I think were just people's cousins. Just paying some money and they just like, and it's funny because the culture there, people don't really stop and stare. It's more like you're in the way moves. So like people are just like pushing the camera out of the way, rushing, everyone's of course carrying stuff on their heads and I have no idea how they do it. Just like giant sacks of yams. And I'm like, and like holding a baby. It literally makes us, but the people, the culture there is in general, extremely welcoming. Ghana is a great place for tourists to go, especially if you haven't been to Africa. I'd say it's almost like the gateway drug to Africa because there's no organized crime. Criminals don't target tourists because they want you to come. The food is like a mix between Jamaican and Brazilian food.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Tell about the Kelly Weather.
Let me tell you about Kelly Wele. So I grew an obsession with Kelly Wele, which is like triple fried ripe plantains. And they season them. So imagine it looks and tastes like a mozzarella stick, but it's just extra fried spiced plantain.
That sounds amazing.
It's amazing. But it was like that, like grilled chicken wings were like the staple food. So everywhere you went, there was different kinds of grilled chicken wings. Which
That's awesome.
I love. Yeah, but it's like a lot of jerk chicken, fried plantains, jollof rice, which is like a red bean dyed rice.
Yeah, red rice.
And you can probably go to. I've looked it up since there's no Ghanaian restaurants here. There's a few Nigerian restaurants which share sort of similar places. But our gaffer, who's from here, from USC, this guy Sean. Family's from Ghana, lives here with his wife. I'm going to his house in January. His wife's going to cook us a Ghanaian meal, which is great.
Inviting myself over.
You should come. You should come. I said I'd make Kelly Wele, and they're like, that's funny. But the food is honestly great. But it's also, we were in there in November. It's like 95 degrees, 90% humidity. You leave the hotel, and maybe this was just me, and 20 minutes in, you're just drenched.
It took me about 20 seconds.
Yeah, drenched in sweat.
You're smacked in the face.
Yeah,
with heat.
yeah.
It was like
Literally
90.
all
It was
day.
probably like 93 degrees and 90% humidity.
Yeah, it felt like 120, and you're like eating
Felt
outside.
like Hell's Waiting Room.
Yeah, you're eating outside, eating the spicy food, just like sweating over everything.
But it was kind of nice because everybody was sweating and everybody just had an understing that everybody's going to be
that's what
sweating.
you're
So you're not worried about it.
stains.
You're like, you
You're
know what?
gross.
Bring it
You're
on.
gross. Yeah.
Let me drip.
Yeah. But it was, we would go back in a heartbeat. We were actually on one of the last days that we were there, we were talking about, because Rise is it's a dramatic thriller. I would say it's a dramatic thriller. It's not a horror movie. But we were asking, now that we know the infrastructures, you're like, what kind of horror exists here? Like, what is the idea? And, voodoo.
Like
they call
local
it juju.
folk tales and stuff.
Juju.
Yeah.
Juju, which is voodoo, is like, still very prevalent around the country. So we're sort of thinking about how do you do a movie, because we 100% would go back.
Well, sure.
We will go back and shoot.
One
a
other
movie
thing
there.
that I wanted to say about filming there, and I think filming internationally in general, or just doing something new, we were so outside of our comfort zone. We were doing something that was brand new to every single one of us, no matter how much experience
except Sean.
Except Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, filming there on a feature film was new for him, though.
Yes. Yeah.
And when you're doing that and you're so indulged, it's so easy to get inspired. After filming for one day, all of us were just like, holy fuck, this is changing the movie. This is changing everything that we're working for. So we were out there trying to enhance everything that we could. We added scenes to our trip because we were so excited and inspired about what we were able to capture in Ghana and how it was really going to propel this film.
Yeah.
And that to me was probably the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Not only what we could capture, but how indulged and inspired we got by being able to shoot and capture down there add pieces to this movie that are really going to enhance it to the next level.
And all those pieces, are going to make the movie look like you spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're doing it again next year. We have a film that's going to shoot in India. We're going to India for a week and a half.
Yeah, and now we're trying to develop scripts so we can just shoot elsewhere.
I'm going to
we had a meeting the other day. We're like, what can we do in Thailand?
Yeah, I'm going to Thailand end of
What
this
can we
week
shoot in
for
Japan?
2.5 weeks, and I'm sitting down with. I have a meeting now with the local Bangkok crew who did like Hangover 2 or Hangover 3, whatever it was.
Nice.
And did my friend's film Ghost House in Bangkok. So we're going to sit down with them because that's another place it's easy to go because it's just like Ghana, it's expensive to fly out there.
Yeah.
But once you're there, it's not expensive.
Yeah.
So I think what we're trying to do now is, especially with the genre films that we're doing specifically, is how do you do 3 weeks here, 1 week somewhere else, and those scenes somewhere else really enhance the overall flavor of the movie to the point where to a marketplace, to a buyer, to a distributor, it looks like you spent a lot more than you did.